Hello, everyone. We were having technical difficulties. Please bear with the audio, but it does get better. Thanks.
Thank you. Welcome to episode 15. Thank you. Congrats, man. Goes by quick.
Well, I guess that goes into maybe our next topic, the people's obsession with instant gratification. So here's the thing. Well, this is a little different because it's not really instant. It's not really an instant gratification versus a later gratification, because this is a more of a chance thing with a 50-50. So my topic is people nowadays are kind of programmed into instant gratification anymore, kind of like the Cash App. So I have Cash App on my phone.
Okay.
And it's great, actually. You should get it so we can, if we owe each other money sometimes, and instead of me doing the
why couldn't I just give you cash?
Well, I transfer money to your account
Sure.
every once in a while.
It is convenient.
Because I borrow money. But Cash App is also a really convenient way of doing it. Anyway, how Cash App works is we can transfer money. And if I want to, once you transfer money to my phone, if I want to cash that out to my bank account, I can do it instantly for a fee.
For a fee.
For I think it's a percentage or something, and it'll go into my account instantly. Or I can wait a couple of days and it goes into my bank account for free.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's very much like PayPal.
Yeah. So I think companies like that prey on the people that just want instant gratification, even if they don't need it right away. I have a friend that has Cash App, and they will get money and then they will transfer it immediately to their bank account when I know they don't need it there.
Oh, and they're still paying the fee.
They're paying the fee anyway.
Right.
And I know it's like maybe $2-3.
But they'll still pay just to have it instantly.
Just to have it instantly when they don't need it. So I read this article one time where there was a test. They tested, or they were trying to determine a child's intelligence by this test.
Okay.
And this test was they would put them in this room and put a plate in front of them and have one marshmallow, one huge marshmallow, those little puffy ones in front of them. And they told them, you can have this marshmallow now. You can have this one marshmallow now, or you can wait 1 hour and we will come back with 2 marshmallows.
Right.
And you can have 2 marshmallows if you don't take this one right now. And so what they did was they left the kid in there, they put the marshmallow, and they left for an hour. And what did the kids do?
Ate the marshmallow.
And they ate the marshmallow. Most of the kids ate the marshmallow.
Right.
1 or 2 waited until they came back in and they saw that they didn't take the marshmallow, so they gave them 2.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was a monkeys or something.
No, these
I
were
thought they
kids.
did something. Yeah, but I remember that. I know the marshmallow
because the monkeys
experiment.
will eat it right away.
Well, I thought they did
needed
something,
someone
yeah.
with reasoning. So,
No, I agree.
So supposedly that was a test of intelligence, which probably isn't accurate. I mean, intelligence after a certain age, it just depends on how you live your life.
Sure. But I remember the marshmallow.
But I think
theory.
it was an interesting experiment.
Yeah, they don't want to wait. They want it now.
And most of the people today want that now.
Absolutely.
Just like when
But you know
go to
why,
the money
though?
machine, I'll go just a little bit. I'll just go to my bank and get the money. But you'll go directly to the money machine there and pay the fee for the bank to get it.
But everybody wants instant gratification is because of the smartphone and the internet. Everything is on your fingertips instantly, and so that's the reason.
Well,
but I'm telling you, we didn't grow up like that. We didn't have instant gratification. You didn't get rewarded for all your efforts. It was you were a winner or you're a loser, and that was it. You maybe had first, second, third place. You came in fourth, you were a loser. You didn't get any awards or trophies, or nobody even said good job. You were a loser. But now you're not allowed to say that.
And look at what it has brought in the future. Look at what it has brought in the world today. People that are doing things because they know they get rewarded for things they did.
Our age.
Yeah.
We do things to get rewarded because they know you have to be a winner to get rewarded.
Right.
But today's generation wants instant gratification by all means because everything is at their fingertips.
Right.
They don't wait for anything anymore.
So I'm curious to see how
the world's going to suck.
future
Oh, yeah.
is going to be when we have a world full of people that want instant gratification.
But we also have a world full of snowflakes that are covered in bubble wrap because, God forbid, they're so worried about everything. I mean, how many parents do you see that they treat their kids like little like they're gonna blow up or Right. I mean, that's the thing, but what's weird is it's our age of parenting. I mean, that they didn't grow up like that, but yet they're now consumed by today's world, and they treat their kids like that. They're by, I don't know, the media, or they follow the trends. It's just weird, But at the same time, I mean, I think smartphones and the internet have placed a negative effect on that instant gratification. You can't even lie to a kid these days because they just look it up. So yeah, you're lying. I mean, they know right away. I mean, if I asked my grandfather who raised me growing up a question, I thought this man was the smartest person I've ever met because he had an answer for everything. But you know what? Looking back, if I had the internet, I could find out. I could fact check.
Full of bullshit.
I could fact check.
Yeah.
Back then, he was the smartest man ever to live. He was like, I could ask him anything. He had an answer.
Well, at least
I took it as like fact.
Yeah. Well,
Try doing that to a kid these days.
you know what my dad did? He said, "Hey, you've got an encyclopedia or dictionary, look
Wow.
it up."
My grandfather
So
said that
was-
too at
that was
times.
my-
He
that
made me
was
look
my
for it
upbringing,
too.
which isn't bad. I mean, you know,
But
it is a good thing to have a self what do you call it, autonomy, something like that.
well, when my grandfather would make me read something to him, and as I pronounced a word wrong, he would correct me, and it was great. And then if I needed something, now I know. I look back and I think about it, I reflect. And there were times where he had me look up, because we had the Encyclopedia Britannicas, you remember?
Yeah.
They were
Oh, yeah,
fucking 7 inches thick
Well,
each one. And
We were
everything.
poor. We only had like A through F.
Yeah, that's pathetic. But I had them all. But seriously, when I, now when he made me look one up, or he would make me look it up, it's because I look back and I think, I reflect, I go, yeah, he just didn't know the answer. So
Right.
he'd make me look it up, he'd make me read
sure.
it, and then he would,
And then he would know.
yeah, then he knew, and then he would correct my pronunciation, right?
Yeah.
But it was funny. But to me, growing up, that man knew everything about everything. He was my internet. So shout out to you, Grandpa. He was the shit. But at this nowadays, I mean, everything's instant. But everything, I mean,
Yeah.
these kids don't wait for shit.
Movies, I mean, they don't have to wait
For anything.
a release anymore. The movies are, I mean, I guess they don't know when it's going to get to Netflix, but they don't really know what it's like to wait till, like, let's say the videotapes. When the videotapes, or when the movie's released to videotape, they don't have that feeling of going to the videotape rental place, looking at all these covers, and there's nothing behind the covers, because that's where
Sure.
the videotapes were. So for all you youngsters, back then, these video stores would have shelves.
They're like, what's a video store?
Right, a video store. You actually went to a brick and mortar building to rent a videotape that you would put into a
Sure.
VCR that plugs into your TV. And anyway, so you go to this, like Blockbuster. You'd go to Blockbuster.
I worked there, by the way. In the
Yeah,
80s.
I worked there too. You went to Blockbuster, and all these shelves had covers of a movie. They're just covers. There's nothing in them. But behind those covers is a videotape for rent.
Sure.
So if there was a new release, like let's say, I don't know, back then it was Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So you wanted to rent Ghostbusters, there would be 20 covers on this shelf. And when they were released, there should be 20 videotapes behind these 20 covers. But when you get there too late, you're like looking at all these covers and there's nothing behind it. And you're like, God damn it,
They're
I'm
all
too
rented
late.
out.
They're all rented out.
But the worst part.
That and kids these days won't know that disappointment
Oh my
of
God.
going to a place
Absolutely.
and having the movie that you wanted to watch this whole time, waiting for its release, to not be there.
What they don't even realize is
Now you can just stream it.
What they don't realize is you had that video for only a certain period of time.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a day or two. And when you brought it back, if it was late, it cost a fortune.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
if that videotape wasn't rewound, they
Oh,
would charge you.
That's another charge.
But late charges could cost you a fortune. If you were a couple of weeks late, it was
Well-
like in the hundreds of dollars.
Well, it would cost your parents a
Yeah,
fortune.
exactly. Oh my God. But people that didn't rewind their videotapes, there was a charge to it.
Oh, yeah.
It went to their account.
Well, yeah.
It's fucking crazy. when you think about it. But times have changed.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
But just remember when you watched a VHS tape and you wanted to go to a scene, you had to fast forward. It took a day and a half to get there. You know, you wanted to watch a scene again. And that's why, like today, well, when DVDs came out and you would just skip to the next scene.
Right.
It was a game changer. It's a game changer, right? Seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now it's even ridiculous. You don't need a DVD. They just stream it. They go right to it and press the scene. And it's there.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why instant gratification on everything. But now, I mean, do you remember back when when we first entered the job market or whatever, you had a paper check. You had to wait for that fucking check. If the weather was bad, your check was late. You know what I'm saying? You had to get it to the bank to cash
or
it.
you'd have to get to the bank before it closed.
Yeah.
To cash it.
Exactly. But if it was a holiday, your payday was a day late. I mean, they never came early. It never happened.
Right.
And now it's, it's been years. I get it. It's 20, 30 years probably now with direct deposit. But it's slowly the concept of why the way the world works is instant gratification. When kids today are paid, bam, in their check, in their account. That's it. They don't wait for a payday. It's there. Bam. And that was the beginning of it. I mean, and on everything. Everything's instant. And computers obviously sped that process up, right? But I mean, it's amazing. But, we're all into nowadays a concert. The tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock a.m. By 10:03, it's sold out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Dead. Instant.
No waiting in line.
Instant. There's no such thing. The kids don't wait. They don't wait for anything.
Right.
They wait to press a button. They go click, and they have it.
You know what they do wait on is the new iPhone. They will wait in line for that.
And that's what I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel. I don't give a fuck. I ain't waiting in line anymore.
I have never waited online in anything.
But see, I think people of our age and wisdom, we don't wait anymore because you know what? We know the next day there's a billion of them out.
Right.
You don't need the first one off the conveyor belt because they're all the same, you know?
Right.
But
have you ever waited in line for something? A show or
absolutely.
Or a product?
It's been a long time. I think I would say pre-internet. I don't recall waiting for anything after the internet. I mean, we used to have to go to school to sign up for classes. And if you weren't in line and get your classes, I mean, this is when we used to go to a college, take classes. You'd have to line up and get your class before it was sold out because everyone's trying to get the same classes.
Right.
I don't even know how it works anymore. People just do shit online.
I'm sure.
Everything's online. Right. So there's no waiting. They just log on and bam, we're done.
Right.
But we used to have to actually go from point A to point B. And to be honest, I don't know of anything I truly wait for anymore. Everything's done through the internet. And so it's a game changer. It really is. But now I totally, completely understand why these kids, the new generation, which is, it's not even millenniums anymore. It's Generation
Do you mean
Z, I think. Whatever it is. Yeah, to me, they're retards. But the new one is, I think, Generation Z. I think they're calling it Z.
Something like that, yeah.
Fucking retarded. I mean, they're just say infants, you know, they're not old enough to do shit. But the teenagers, what are millenniums? I don't know. What age group? I think it's 35 and to 15 or whatever. They're dumb as shit.
I'm bad at labels.
But they can't do anything. They can't change a tire. They can't do anything.
How do you know they can't change
They just can't. They're stupid. Unless they had a parent that's actually physically teaching them. But first of all, I work with an enormous amount of teenagers, and they're dumb as can be. They have no common sense. They're very sensitive. They don't have any skills. They just don't have the skills. What the skills they have is computer games. They know how to do shit on a phone. But take away the phone, take away the games, put them out in the desert, they're dead. There's no common sense. I bet they can't even gas up their own cars. They don't understand that. You know what? It's so funny. This is the honest God truth. At work, I actually carry money with me. I carry money.
Yeah, cash.
Yeah, and every time I pull out my roll to pay for something and employees see me, they almost don't even know what that is. It's like, to this day, everyone pays with credit cards, debit cards. They don't know how to count back change. They don't know what, it's unbelievable. This feeling I have is it's not going in the right direction. That's my take, because it's just not. They're sensitive little snowflakes, and now they see what the media does, if they're even reading it, but it's a different world, and I don't think the future is better by any means. Technology will be better, but the human spirit will not be. I think we'll be very weak, and when the aliens come, they're gonna laugh. Like, really?
I think the world is just gonna evolve, and cater is not really the right word, but the world will evolve to work with these skills. So eventually cash will probably be non-existent. Everything will be done electronically, so no one really needs to count.
That's where it's going.
Anymore. Yeah, which I mean, in a perfect world, we really don't need it. I mean,
we don't need cash anymore.
It'd be so much more convenient not to carry cash, and everything just paid in trust, and everyone just trusted the system that it works out. And I guess that's the only reason I really carry cash sometimes, is because I don't trust the system. Like the other night, when I used my card, the waitress just when I paid cash, the waitress just didn't give me my tip, my change back.
Just assumed that's her tip.
She just assumed the rest was her tip.
Of course.
Which I could have said something. I could have.
Why didn't you?
But you know what? It wasn't a big deal.
She had big tits.
She was pretty.
See?
But I didn't want to make
it ugly.
I didn't want to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah,
so I just left it alone. But the thing is, because I don't trust the card either, because then I've had it before, and it's only happened once out of like 1,000 times. It's only happened once that they added more of a tip.
Sure.
And
I've seen it before too.
And it's because, and they probably could have justified it by saying, oh, this number looks like this number.
Right.
So that's how they probably did it. And I didn't make a big deal out of it. I said, you know what? It's a couple bucks. That's fine. But from then on, I really didn't trust the card anymore. So that's why I carry cash.
Well, there's fraud everywhere, and that's a whole nother topic. But cash is going away, because I've seen it more and more. Everyone just puts everything on a debit card or a credit card. There's no real reason to have cash unless actually there's no reason.
Well, unless you're getting a lap dance.
Yeah, but they're gonna have some kind of Square app. You just slide it through them.
Have you ever gotten to those ones that had coins?
Yeah, you buy the coins and the tokens. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I wonder now if that ever lasted, if they're still in
that's a
business.
state policy, a city ordinance in some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not allowed to give cash, so you have to buy the coin. Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
You're carrying a fucking heavy bunch of coins in your pocket so you can give these to these strippers, and then where are they going to put it?
It's just
they're wearing next to nothing. They're like carrying it in their hand or whatever, but it's these heavy metal coins.
It's retarded.
Instead of cash. But it was, so I left. I didn't stay because I wasn't gonna buy a bunch of cash. And then if I didn't use it, and you're more obligated to, of course, and that's better.
Then you just give them out.
You're better for the business,
right?
It's better for the business because you're more likely to give out the coins, just kind of like the casino.
Absolutely,
you're most likely to spend it if you get the chips instead of using cash. But I understood it, but I didn't fall for it, so I left.
Another con in life, right? Yeah. But everything is that what is it? Clickbait, and it's just I can't stand it. Everything is clickbait. Everything. You can look at any site and everything's bullshit. Yeah. It doesn't name a site. Just name anything. I'll tell you it's bullshit.
Wow. I know.
But it's all about the likes and the clicks and that's how these people get paid. Nothing's real.
I'll tell you what else is bullshit. That camera. If any of you have any suggestions or know how to put that camera in continuous mode, because currently right now it's only filming 30 minutes at a time, so we got to take a break in between.
Some bullshit.
Turn it off and then turn it back on and then it records another 30 minutes.
Can't you YouTube the answer?
I tried. There's nothing on it. There's nothing on it. And that's a good one. YouTube. You can learn anything.
Which is amazing.
Anything on YouTube, except for that. But other than that, you can learn how to change a water filter in your home.
Sure.
You can learn how to change an alternator in your car. You can learn how to change a water heater.
Sure.
You can learn how to tile your home. You can learn how to adjust a door if it's crooked.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely. And then what's more amazing is these people that put out videos that show you how to do it without any expectation of reimbursement for their time.
Do you think they're trying to just have so many views as well? Is that why they do it? But what's amazing is there's a million videos for everything.
Right. Nowadays, yes, there is that motivation where there's a chance to get monetized for your videos. But back then, I don't think there was that expectation. People just wanted to do it.
But it's on everything.
But now,
that's what's weird.
Now it's everything. Wow. Anything. How to start a podcast. I learned all this technical stuff, how to download our podcast to all these podcast platforms on YouTube.
It's amazing.
And thank you, by the way, for all those. I don't remember all the people, all the YouTubers that I looked up, but I will eventually give them a shout out on our next episode when I write them down.
Well, it is amazing. And that brings me to something real quick. I want to go hunting and fishing. I'm a city boy, grown up in the city. Never been hunting and fishing. So, I don't think you have either. And I think we need to go on a trip to do some hunting and fishing. And I'm not against the killing. I just don't want to kill something and not know how to take care of it. You know what I mean? Like how to do the field dressing.
You want to use what you've killed.
Yes, for sure. I want to know what it feels like to go on a hunt. You know what I mean? I want to go camping, fishing, and hunting. That's the trip. And then I want to do that and then report on it.
I'll do the fishing. I don't know about hunting.
You're not a hunter?
Yeah, and not because it's a poor animal. Well, I mean, partly it's because of that.
Yeah.
But because I just don't see like any entertainment out of it. I don't see any entertainment.
Not really entertainment though.
Being out there in the morning, because I believe you have to go out like early in the morning. Early in the morning, you have to be out there in camouflage, and then you douse yourself in urine, in deer urine.
Is it that bad?
And then you sit there and wait until one comes across you. Now, not necessarily like in front of you, but in a distance, maybe something will come across, and then they start grazing on the ground or eating the leaves. Right. And then pointing that gun with a scope into their head or body. Sure. I'm not sure where you're supposed to shoot them, but there they are, frolicking. They're like, oh, look at this plant. I'm gonna just have a little snack, and looking forward to screwing my little female deer.
It's them or you? You gotta.
And then suddenly you're sitting there and you take aim, and I don't know. I don't think I can just pull the trigger because I want
to do it.
All right.
I want to do it. I want to do it the right way.
I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to try to discourage you.
I think it'd be interesting to experience.
It just wouldn't. I could picture in my head right now how it's going to go down, and it's just not. It doesn't appeal to me.
Well, what I would like to do is experience in 2020. I personally would like to experience something new every month. I want a new experience every month. And I'm not talking about...
I like that.
I'm not talking about traveling, something new. I'm talking about an experience every month.
Of epic proportions?
It doesn't have to be epic. I want almost, actually, it's not even just 2020. And this is a personal, something I want to reflect on in life. And I want to experience something new every month for the rest of my life.
That would be
just something
that would
new.
be a good discussion.
I want to experience, and I'm talking about from baking a cake to sewing something to reading something new to hunting, fishing, camping, a new sport, a new activity, a new something. I feel that I'm stuck in my own kind of grind.
No, I understand that.
The same shit.
I understand.
And it's gambling and eating and drinking and work and just movies and shopping.
Yeah, rinse, repeat, and that's the same.
And that's all I do.
Again.
And so, and I've noticed that I'm happy with that, but I'm content with that. Yeah, but I'm not. But I am happy with it because I like my routine. But I feel I'm not progressing as a person. I'm not getting that new experiences.
Sure. You're not growing.
I'm not growing.
You're not growing
as
fast
at all.
as you should be.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not even growing. I think I'm the same person I was when I was 15 on some level. Now I've matured. I've gotten better in my field. I'm better with relationships and people, but I'm not where I should be in my head. You know, I feel like I'm so humbled and appreciative of what I have. I am. I absolutely am. But I want to learn something new every day. Matter of fact, I said it wrong. I want to learn something new every month because every day I feel is not possible. Like you could learn something new, but I feel like that's...
Well, you want to experience something every month.
Yes, my experience is learning that new thing and doing something new.
I've actually been experiencing learning something every day because But
on YouTube?
Well, because of this, exactly. Because of this podcast, I started listening to, at first how to make a podcast and how to do it, how to download things and what sites to go to and what leads up to finally publishing your podcast. But through that process, I was able to come across other podcasts and other YouTube videos that were informative in other ways, in other aspects of my life.
Sure.
And, just information alone, and this actually goes along the lines of progressing and growing as a human being.
Sure.
I learned that, not that this is, anything really to make me a better person, but it's something interesting and something motivating that this guy ran a mile. This guy ran a mile in 4 minutes, 43 seconds while juggling 3 balls.
It's unbelievable.
4 minutes, 43 seconds. That's the record for running a mile while juggling balls.
It's hard to even fathom.
The record for running a mile is 3 minutes, 43 seconds.
Without juggling.
Without juggling. So a minute more, this guy made the record while juggling.
It's amazing.
So to me is motivating, not because I want to run and juggle, but because I want to better myself.
Right.
I want to progress into something more than what I am, because this guy who ran a mile while juggling under, just a little over a minute from the world record without juggling, that to me feels like I'm just not living up to my potential as a human being. There's so many more human beings out there that are doing all these amazing things that I don't know about, just kind of like this guy. But that's kind of what I'm learning on some of these podcasts or YouTube videos that I'm listening to, which in turn will either give me some information on what I need to do or motivate me on what I need to do.
I completely get it, and I understand where you're coming from. And like I said, I'm just more inspired with social media because you see more and more stories and what people are doing.
Sure.
And I'm stuck. I'm not really in a rut. I just feel like I haven't lived up to my potential. And I'm trying to be realistic.
I think that's a majority of the people.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to be realistic on 2 fronts. One, I'm not going to do something new every day. I just know me. It's not realistic.
Right.
But if I can commit to myself to do something new once a month, and then with this podcast help me to inform others what I did and my experience on it, that would motivate me to do something new once a month. Just once a month. To actually do something. And I would love for you to join me on certain things.
Well, maybe I can film it. Maybe I can film it. We'll make a YouTube video out of it.
If you can even add on. But there's like countless things I've never done that people have, you hear about people talking about and they did it and this, and I'm like, I would like to do that, and then liking to do it and doing it is 2 different things, right?
Right.
We all talk about, the first act is to do it.
Everyone always wants to do something they've seen.
Absolutely.
And putting it in action is the hard part.
But I also feel the older you get, I'm much older than yourself.
A lot older.
And so, but when you hit that certain age, you feel like, there's only so many good years left.
Right.
And you start reflecting on, what did I really do in the past?
Right.
I had a great time. It was one big party, ups and downs maybe in life of certain aspects, but I didn't do shit either. I didn't do anything that changed the world.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I want to literally learn something new every month. And I think that's realistic. You know, it's kind of like someone that, you know, these people, there's a million fitness videos and everyone tells you how to live your life and how to be healthy and blah, 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 blah. But if it's not realistic, I'm not going to do a 24-hour plank. You know, someone does like a 30-second plank, they're dead. And I'm not going to go run 72 miles in 4 days. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
You know, so I want to be realistic. And I think in my head, to learn one new thing once a month. And then with this podcast, I want to report what I learned. And that's it.
Right.
And maybe, but I want something new every month. And camping, fishing, hiking, hunting, these are things on my list. But there's other things too. But I've never done any of those. I'm a city boy, you know. I've never done any of those. And I'm about to go blast some animals. I want to know how it feels. I'm a great target shooter. You know, I can shoot targets, but I've never killed an animal.
When it comes down to it, when you have that rifle and you've got that animal right in your scope, you think you can just pull the trigger?
I know.
You know you can pull the trigger?
Tim or me?
What do you mean it's him or you?
He might be coming right at me. I don't know.
No, he doesn't know you're there.
I love animals, but I also love shooting things. So, I mean, you take the greater good. In all honesty, I'm a huge animal activist. I love animals, but hunting is a part of our culture. I mean, I eat burgers. I eat food. Somebody is out there killing that food. So I have no misconceptions of how I eat. I want to know what it feels like to kill that animal. I don't want to kill the animal. If no one killed animals, we would be very hungry people.
Probably.
330 million people eating grass.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. We're eating each other. So I'd rather eat the animal, but I don't want to just kill the animal, leave it there. I want to get it stuffed. I want to mount it on my wall. I guess I want to be a trophy hunter.
That's so
Well, I'm going to eat him too, but I'm not going to let his body go to waste.
Right,
I want to hang him.
Right.
I actually want a claw, and I'm going to make like a necklace.
Well,
I'll build you one.
Supposedly, hunting is good for the species that you're hunting.
Oh yeah, you got to keep the numbers low.
It's that, and yeah,
They destroy the environment.
The money that you pay for hunting, or the money that it goes towards conservation.
Conservation, absolutely. But I'm just saying, I mean, if we're out there and we're doing a little hunt and we're going for elk and suddenly some wolves come at us, I have no problem blasting some wolves. I mean, right? Would you? Well, it's your life for them.
Right.
I'm not getting eaten up.
I'm not sure we're not going to be hunting where there's wolves.
I don't know. I mean, this is my issue. I don't know. So I want to learn about the hunt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to hunt. I need a guide, and I need someone to teach me and to bring me. I need an Indian friend. I don't know. Don't they know about the hunt? They hunt the buffalo. They hunt the wolf. They do. What do they do?
Everyone hunts. Everyone
hunts. But
well, I mean, every race hunts.
Let's just say this.
Just the Indian.
I can see a pilot. You know, an episode.
In fact, I don't think Indians hunt anymore because they respect nature. I think it's the white man that hunts.
Okay, but I could see a pilot at like an episode of two people like me and you going out on a hunt, not knowing what we're doing, and getting lost in the wilderness and starving to death. You know what I'm trying to say? We have no survival skills whatsoever.
Right.
You know, I'm not.
It's good, I guess, for the future. If
I want to learn something like that. I want to fish, and I don't like fish. I don't eat fish. I would throw back, but I've never put a worm on a hook. I wouldn't even know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I'll let you do that, and I'll watch YouTube.
I'm just saying, I would like to experience it to know. But there's many things.
Why don't you just watch YouTube on hunting?
Well, but that's not the experience. You know, there's certain things I want to experience.
I know.
But
right.
But it's also like learning. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know how to sew a button on a shirt. Do you?
Of course.
Really? How many buttons have you sewn?
Actually, well, at least I could count them in my hand, but I have sewn buttons.
One hand.
First of all,
you know, I super glued a button once to a shirt. I super glued a button to a shirt.
First of all, it's not that hard to figure out.
I'm not saying you can't figure it out, but I've never done it.
And there's a needle and thread, and you can look at the button underneath the missing button and see how.
But how many have you done?
I would probably say
in your lifetime.
In my lifetime,
you're almost 50.
I want to say
3,
5.
You've done 5 buttons.
Yeah, 5 buttons.
And they stayed on.
Once
they
every
were
10
good.
Years, I guess.
They were good.
Of course.
All right. You got rid of the shirt before the button fell off again, or
probably.
All right. I super glued a button once.
Yeah, it's because you're
a moron.
Dumbass.
I'm not lying. I'm just saying. I mean, it's like I know in home ec. Remember home ec back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the class.
And that's where I learned. You flirt with a girl, she takes care of the button for you. You're good. I bought her a donut or whatever the case was. But my point is, I want to experience certain things in life, but I want to learn new things that interest me, of course. Hunting, fishing, a lot of the outdoor stuff. Like, if I got lost in the wilderness right now, I don't know if I could survive a day or two. I don't even know what to eat. I'd be eating the shit that would kill you.
Right.
I don't know. I can't trap a squirrel. I don't know. I wouldn't even know even if I trapped the squirrel. What do I do with it then?
Right. How would you gut it?
How would I kill it?
And skin it? Yeah.
I wouldn't even know. I'd eat the parts that would make me sick and die. I don't know. Are they even poisonous?
To me, it's the grossness of having to skin it and cut it open.
I don't think I could do it
That's
either.
how I wouldn't survive.
I need the Indian friend who can do it for me.
There you go again.
They live off the land. They're like Rambo. They eat things that make a billy goat puke.
I'm sure there's some out there that are doing that. Yeah.
Well, who are the people that show you those things? They're white people?
Yeah, there's hunters and trappers and the rednecks. Rednecks are the ones that are going to survive the apocalypse.
Okay.
Because they know how to hunt. They know how to build a cabin. They know how to fish. They know how to fix cars.
The
rednecks.
I'm not putting them down.
Are going to be the ones that survive.
There you go. About cars. I know nothing about cars. I know you started YouTubing how to fix your car, and you did it. It's amazing, right? How much you've learned, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know shit about my
You
car.
can almost fix anything just by going to YouTube. Now, I got to the point where there was a part on my old car where going to the shop was actually more cost effective and convenient and more time saving than doing it myself.
So you did the analysis
Yes,
and you
I did
figured
the
out
analysis.
it's better to go to the shop on this one repair.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. There were some
you
where you
analyzed
could do, yeah, absolutely. There's some where, if people could do their own brakes, they could save some money.
Brakes are scary if you do it wrong.
The last one I had was a water pump, and that was going to cost me, so to replace a water pump on the car, the model that I had, was going to take like a couple days, for me anyway.
Yeah.
A couple of special tools, and
You gotta buy the tools
and
then.
then the part, and then the time and labor it took to take things apart just to get to that
Give me a
part.
shot. We'll give you a little one.
All right.
A baby one.
So,
Am I there?
Yeah, right. That's good. So all that time, money, and labor was just not worth it to me than to just go to the shop and pay $200 more
Sure.
just to get it done by them.
But my point is, I've never changed my own oil. I own my vehicle for 20 years. I don't even know how to change the oil in my truck.
It's not that hard.
Even in a truck, it's lifted.
Okay, so here's the thing. With my old vehicle, again, it's not that hard to change it, but it's not that much more to get it done by someone else. Like, it cost me $40.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
It cost me $40 to do my own oil. I could go down the street and pay $50 and have someone else do it. So
my entire life, what I'm trying to say is I've been paying other people to do stuff, so I don't know how to do it.
That is a good
My experience is I just want to know how to do it.
No,
it's not the money, though.
You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean by that, though?
It was a good experience for my mind, or for my, I don't know, for my ego maybe, that I've done something. And then now that I know how to do it, I don't feel too bad going to a place and going, you know what, I've done that before, but you know what, this is worth it. The extra $10 is worth it to go. But I know in my mind
you know how to do it.
that I can do it.
Right, but
I proved to myself that I can do it.
That's exactly, you progressed as a person, and now but now it doesn't matter. You know how to do it, and you'll pay it. But like, for instance, I can go buy a steak and eat it, and I just want to have that feeling of this is what people do. At some point, somebody has to capture an animal.
Right.
They kill it, and they I don't know what they do with it. I wouldn't even tell you. I don't know. But I just want to feel it.
Sure. I
And
understand
even like sewing that button. I would love to know how to make could you make your own shirt if you went to a fabric store?
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
But you can make your own shirt.
We talked about this
And it
before.
would look good?
Absolutely. I
right.
thought of being
A seamstress? Or?
no, what do you call it? A designer.
Well, okay, but designing to me is on paper.
No, that's right. But
But you can actually take the cloth.
But as a designer, I think you should know how to make clothes anyway.
I wouldn't know how. Like,
But,
I always said, if we were back in the Stone Age, the cavemen,
So
I'm bopping over the head, and I mean...
I actually thought about that one time. If you turn these shirts inside out, you could see where all the sewing has been done.
Sure.
And all it is this shape of a cloth, a shape of your body is one side. The other side is the exact same shape. It's kind of like in a pillow. Did you ever do a pillow in home ec?
No.
Okay, so back then, I don't know if you kids have home ec these days. Home economics, back then, in my class, we actually made a pillow. So all it is a rectangle, a rectangle shaped cloth.
Sure.
One rectangle shaped cloth, and you put one rectangle shaped cloth exactly the same size over that one, and you sew it together. So now you
Stuff
have
it.
So now you have this two rectangle shaped cloths sewn together at the seams with one end not sewn. You turn it inside out, and there's your pillowcase.
It sounds...
It's the same concept with a shirt.
Okay.
You put this shape on one side, you put the shape on the other side, you sew the seams, and you turn it inside out, and you have a shirt.
I was born to be rich because, again, I don't have these skills.
And I think that's why I love creating.
I know you
because
do.
I know it's like magic. It's like magic. Once you know the secret,
yeah,
then
it's easy.
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
But they always say anything is very easy when you know how to do it. Mm-hmm. But my point is, like, I was raised by my grandparents. They were well off, you know, for the time period. I don't know what they made, but I was fine, you know? And then I had a job, and before long, as a young teenager, I'm in an industry, I'm making good money, and then it's just, I was raised a certain way, and then I never learned how to do the basic things. You know, I've never cooked a meal in my life. I'm almost 50 years old. And if I didn't date women that knew how to cook, I'd be dead. Or, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm that old school kind of guy that I've never cooked a meal. I mean, I make Pop-Tarts. Sure. If it's not microwavable.
Oh, you know how to make eggs, don't you?
I microwave my eggs, and everyone makes fun of me.
No, I've started doing that.
It's the easiest thing in the world.
I don't really cook anymore, but I have.
You see what I mean?
I've made eggs before in a pan, you know, with oil or butter or whatever.
Oil, but I don't do that.
But now you can just put.
You scramble them up, you throw them in the egg in the microwave.
You just put an egg inside a coffee cup, and you stick it in the microwave, and you make
2 minutes.
Eggs. Yeah, 2 minutes.
That's it. You throw a little sauce on it, and you're done.
Sauce, salt, or whatever seasoning you want, and it's actually not bad. All in a microwave.
That's the only way I've done it. And
great. But
when someone else cooks it, and then it's like, wow, this is amazing. I'm at IHOP. You know what I'm saying? It's delicious. But I just don't cook. And I'm really the same guy I was when I was 15. I mean, like I said, I progressed a little bit, but I have the same job since from day one. I have the same friends practically from day one. And it's like, all I did was mature and have a little bit more wisdom, but I haven't done the things I want to do, like camping, fishing.
That's interesting.
I've never hiked, or I really.
Wow. It's interesting because I've gone camping, I've gone fishing, I
haven't done any of those things.
I don't know what it'll do to you.
It's the experience.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to report on this podcast my experiences
as an experience. Absolutely, I think you should. I think everyone should.
But just like I've never taken any drugs. You've experienced.
Yeah.
I've never have. I've had my own experiences, but I don't feel like they're anything out of the norm. It's my life, you know, gambling and other things like that. But I mean, but in all honesty, I've had the same occupation for 33 years, basically and I've stuck with, you know, the same shit.
No, it'll be interesting.
But I eat out.
It'll be interesting once let's say you actually stick to it.
That's what I want to do.
And do these things every month. I'm curious to how your personality will change after you've done these things after a year. I am curious to see what happens.
And once a month,
that would be a good scientific experiment.
It will be. I don't think I will change as a person because I'm too old.
I think you will.
But my view of the world might change to a point. Like, just the way you see things differently. Like I said, I want to go hunting. I want to go camping. I want to go fishing. We're gonna start another one. We're gonna have to, because I have something to say.
All right. We'll have to wait till next episode to see what Dan wants to say.
I do. I want to continue this conversation of I want to progress as a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm at that age where I want to be.
I'm glad to hear that from you.
Seriously, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to progress as an individual. I want to make change. I want my legacy, but I'm not sure what that is yet. Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad to hear that from you.
Absolutely.
Well, that is our time. That is our time for this episode. Hopefully you learned something new. Maybe we connected with some of you at some level, or you were just plain entertained. And that's it. Thanks, everyone. Remember always to be grateful. Think of the things you have in life, and don't obsess about what you don't have. Keep looking forward, and always strive to be better than you were yesterday.
Absolutely awesome. Thanks for tuning in, and always be kind to others. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.